Today, we're going to be talking about financial planning and management, which is the building blocks of any organization, as well as any project that requires substantial investment and a return to a set of investors or supporters. Above all, cash is critical. It is what enables the business to continue for another day, the lights to stay on. It's what enables you to make decisions and to take action against those decisions. It's something you can't take your eyes off for a moment because it's so critical to actually propelling the organization to the next day. To keep things simple, there are just a few things that you need to keep track of on a daily basis. Your cash balance is obviously one of them. How much do you have? But the other thing that's going to be critically important to figuring out how long you have and what you can afford to do on a daily basis is the burn rate of your organization as well as your remaining runway. All of those numbers are interrelated to one another. And when one changes, the others do as well. There's nothing other than that that needs to be done with cash. However, you're also going to be interested, as will investors, in how fast you're running through that cash and how long you can keep going before you need another infusion or before you'll need to make some tough decisions. One term you'll often hear bandied about is burn rate. What burn rate typically refers to is the average amount of spend that you have at a particular period. Generally, people think about that in terms of months. Burn rate can be stated as either a gross or a net amount. At a gross level, you're not taking anything against that number. You're simply tallying up the expenses that you have month in, month out, and trying to characterize what it takes to keep the organization running. These tend to be expenses, and when you're in the early stages of running an organization, there's often not much to put against that. So there's not a lot of cash that's coming in to offset those expenses. Those expenses are things like payroll, their rent, they're your insurance, they're any software packages that you need or office supplies. What that enables you to do is quantify how long you have before your pile of cash runs out. Your runway is the cash that you have in hand, your bank balance, divided by that burn rate. That gives you a sense as to how long you have until the cash either runs out and you can't continue, or you need another burst to continue the organization's progress. These concepts and these three numbers are common to all organizations and any project that requires investment. However, in healthcare, there are some special considerations. Timelines are particularly unpredictable given the regulatory environment and the size and scope of things that need to be accomplished in order to render a product safe and effective in the marketplace. In addition, the dependence upon grants renders things particularly unpredictable because in many cases, your timeline and the timeline of your investor or your supporter are not the same. Healthcare often involves both expenditures and revenues that are much larger than you find in other environments. And as a result, again, that pile of cash is going to function differently, all other things being equal, given some of those specificities of the healthcare environment. These three things, cash, your burn rate, your runway, are all very much the day-to-day numbers and results that come out of your operations. They're highly tactical, and it does help to have a tool on board that enables you to keep track of those tactical items on a day-to-day basis. QuickBooks is an easy entry tool. It will enable you to get your finances organized in a way that is common across accounting systems and is a good foundation and preparation for the situation in which you're suddenly a much larger organization than you are today.